For thousands of years, human beings and trolls lived together in peace and harmony. But everything changed when Christianity swept across Europe, and a young king named Olaf the Holy was sent to spread it throughout Norway. Armed with a sword in one hand and a Bible in the other, Olaf marched deep into the forest where trolls lived. He exposed them to sunlight and turned them into stone one by one. As the crusade continued, the trolls grew fearful of Christianity's power. But it didn't matter. Olaf slaughtered every troll he found. This entire tale is being told by a father to his young daughter, Nora. 30 years later, Nora is now an adult. When an old colleague named Andreas shows up at her door, she instantly knows something serious is happening. They once encountered a real troll together, and now Andreas needs her help again. He explains that everything in the country has changed, a new government, a new prime minister, and what he's about to show her might be even bigger than their first discovery. Nora notices a book in his hand and smiles when she sees he dedicated it to her father. Andreas simply says, "He would have loved what you're about to see." Moments later, they board a helicopter. On the way, Andreas hands her a document to sign. When they land at the Vamork power station, Nora realizes she knows the professor running the facility. Their last project together ended badly, and Nora isn't sure what to expect. Then she sees it. Standing before her is a massive troll. The team has been studying this creature for years. The people who first discovered it over a century ago named it Jotun. For safety, the researchers installed powerful UV lights strong enough to turn the troll into stone instantly. The project leader, Marion, arrives, and she's clearly not happy to see Nora. She didn't want Nora involved at all. But the government is threatening to shut the entire operation down, and Andreas brought Nora because they're desperate for progress. More shocking, this troll isn't dead. It's in hibernation. The only sign of life is a slow, steady pulse like nothing on Earth. Its DNA resembles a forest floor, almost like the creature is part tree. Nora explains that trolls are made of earth and stone. Andreas then introduces her to their old friend Sigrid, who is now pregnant with Andreas's child. In the same room lies an ancient document, Olaf the Holy's Troll Law, written in the year 1030. It's authentic, but half of it is missing. The part they can read says, "Trolls shall hereby be expelled from this land." The researchers believe something huge. If one troll was found before, and another one is here, then there could be even more trolls out there. And to face them, humans need to understand everything about these creatures. But despite all their funding and resources, they still don't understand anything at all. To keep the project from being shut down and finally make some real progress, the team desperately needs Nora's help. Nora tells them she needs time to think, then quietly slips away, pretending she's heading to the restroom. Instead, she sneaks into an unauthorized area and takes an elevator up to the troll's face. When Nora steps out, she slowly approaches the creature and gently touches it. She begins to hum, and instantly, the troll's heartbeat starts racing. The moment she turns her back, its massive eyes snap open and lock onto her. Everyone sees it happen. The troll is chained at the arms, struggling against the restraints. The professor panics and prepares to activate the UV lights, but Marion refuses. She doesn't want the troll killed, not just seconds after awakening. She accidentally spills coffee on the control panel, shorting the UV switch and saving the troll's life. Alarms blare. Nora rushes back to the elevator. Scientists scatter in every direction. The troll's enormous hand rips free of its chains and slams down directly onto Nora's elevator. The lift plummets, sending her flying out just in time. Andreas grabs her and pulls her to safety. The troll crushes a professor beneath its feet, then smashes its way out of the facility and escapes into the wild. The scene cuts to an Air Force base where Major Chris meets Nora again, one of the few people who faced a troll with her in the past. Norway's new prime minister arrives moments later, furious and terrified. He already feared this project would backfire, and today proved him right. Marion insists they can still capture the troll and resume their research, but Nora pushes back, saying no one can control a force of nature. The prime minister doesn't care. His priority is protecting Norway, and that means one thing: the troll must be terminated, immediately. Nora lashes out in anger. Last time, an innocent troll was turned to stone because of the government's choices. The prime minister fires back, revealing he lost his own brother in the last incident, a helicopter that crashed because Nora advised the military to lure the troll with church bells. He refuses to repeat the past, but Nora has her own plan. She approaches Chris, who's preparing his soldiers for combat. Before she can speak, he shuts her down. Last time she was an official scientific advisor. Now she's just a civilian. And civilians don't join troll hunting missions. But Nora hits him where it hurts, reminding him that her father, and many others died because of decisions made the last time they faced a troll. Chris admits he made mistakes before, and he's not making them again. Nora pleads with him, telling him she's dedicated her entire life to understanding trolls. Eventually, Chris relents. Nora can come. Andreas joins too. This time, the military is equipped with custom-made helicopters outfitted with UV cannons, specially designed troll killing machines. Marion joins the mission as well, and Chris lets her on board with a smile, clearly smitten. Andreas says goodbye to Sigrid. She tells him, "Don't try to be a hero. You're Clark Kent, not Superman." The story then cuts to a nightclub, music blaring, people dancing, lights flashing. But the party ends instantly when the troll smashes through the roof. Screams erupt, phones come out, people record in shock as the creature grabs humans in its fist. This troll isn't calm like the last one. It's furious, and it's eating people. Chris arrives overhead in his helicopter, ready to engage. Chris and his partner, Amir, turn on their helicopter's UV lights and dive toward the troll. The creature roars as the UV beams strike it, flames licking its massive body, but the troll is far from helpless. With terrifying strength, it grabs an electric pole and hurls it at the helicopters. Amir's helicopter takes a direct hit, spiraling out of control. He knows there's no way to survive. The chopper crashes straight down, leaving Chris stunned and horrified. Nora yells at him not to do anything reckless, but in his rage, Chris steps forward, standing directly in front of the troll. The troll growls, locks eyes on him, and then turns away. Back at headquarters, pressure mounts on the Prime Minister. Marion watches in disbelief. "I didn't know they were so ruthless," she says. Nora shakes her head. "Not all of them are like this. This one is different. The last troll just wanted to go home. If these trolls are monsters today, it's because of us humans, not us directly, but the generations before us." After the devastation, Nora leads the team deep into snow-covered mountains to a hidden hunting pit. Legends say it was designed to trap the Troll King. A troll child was kidnapped to lure the father into a death trap. Yet somehow, the king survived, escaping 3 years ago. And the remains of that captured child, never found. Nora taps a stone and whispers, "Don't freak out." Then from the shadows, a troll appears, the child from the legend. Despite searching here dozens of times before, Nora never saw it. The troll had been cautious, watching from the dark until now. She steps closer and hums softly. To everyone's astonishment, the troll hums back, a matching tone, a strange, silent conversation across species. She calls Andreas forward, teaching him to hum as well. Tears well up in the team's eyes as they witness this delicate moment. Nora names the troll Beautiful, telling him, "There's someone only you can talk to." Suddenly, she fires a flare into the sky. Jotun, the massive troll, moves toward her. Beautiful rises from the snow, growling, and positions himself between Nora and Jotun. The two trolls face off, muscles tensing, eyes locked. Jotun slams the ground, cracking the ice. Nora runs as the ice breaks beneath Beautiful. He plunges into the icy water, struggling, then disappears beneath the surface. Chris grabs Nora, running for the helicopter. The troll pursues, but they lift off just in time. Even as the troll tries to attack their helicopter, they escape. Nora collapses in grief, mourning Beautiful's loss. Later, tracking the troll's route on a map, the team realizes it is moving north, on a deliberate path. Nora remembers her father's words, how Olaf the Holy massacred the trolls centuries ago. The creature is heading straight to the very land where Olaf ruled. The troll is heading north, seeking revenge. Nora arrives in Trondheim with her full team, where they meet a woman named Esther. Esther had known Nora's father and guides them toward Nidarosdomen Cathedral, a massive church built between 1070 and 1300 that once ruled the country with an iron fist. Nora's mission is clear. She's searching for St. Olaf's tomb. According to Esther's book, Olaf's remains are hidden somewhere inside the cathedral. If Olaf was so important to the church, Esther wonders, why hide him down there? Unless he and the church had a disagreement. Many have tried to find his tomb over the years, but none have succeeded. The team begins their search. At first, one room seems like a dead end, nothing appears out of place. But then Andreas accidentally knocks loose a piece of the wall. Esther moves it aside and freezes. She recalls the wounds Olaf suffered, a spear to the belly, one to the thigh, and a final strike to the neck. 3 holes now appear in the wall. Nora grabs a nearby torch, inserts it into one hole, and turns it. They place the remaining torches in the other 2 holes the same way. Could something be hidden behind a painting of Olaf? Together, Andreas and Nora twist the painting, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside lies Olaf's tomb. Nora hesitates, but Esther protests, "No, you can't do that. This is Olaf the Holy. We need answers," Nora insists. "We have to open it." Esther reluctantly agrees. As the tomb opens, Olaf's body comes into view. Esther's eyes widen in astonishment. "Hey, good looking," she whispers. Olaf still holds his sword, and remarkably, it hasn't rusted. Chris examines it. It's silver. Not much use as a weapon, but it won't rust. Among the tomb's contents, they discover the missing piece of Olaf's law. Sigrid confirms its authenticity. But the law reveals a shocking truth. Olaf never wanted the trolls expelled. He had given them a new home. The church, however, wanted to exterminate them. This means Jotun's target isn't Olaf. It's all the trolls. News of this troll spreads worldwide. Speculation runs rampant, and pressure mounts on the prime minister, who admits the capital is lost and begins evacuations. Chaos reigns, and military orders reach Chris, but he refuses to abandon the team. This is their only chance to set things right. Nora tells Andreas to go be with his family, but he chooses to stay. Together, they begin to piece together how Olaf confronted the trolls centuries ago. Knowledge that may be their only hope against the destruction heading their way. Olaf had a silver sword, but the magic wasn't in the metal. Nora brings holy water from a nearby spring and applies it to a stone part of the troll. Miraculously, it cuts through as if the water itself holds the power. Chris quickly enlists the people of Norway for a desperate mission. Together, they collect holy water from a mystical spring. The army fills explosives into drums of the sacred liquid. As night falls, everyone prepares to face Jotun. Even the sound of his footsteps makes the ground tremble. Jotun smashes through a building and stands before them, a terrifying colossus. Andreas rings the church bells, their chimes affecting the troll. The military opens fire, and Jotun shows signs of damage. But then he uproots a massive tree and hurls it at the church, destroying the bells. The monster keeps advancing, the soldiers retreat, and Chris detonates the holy water drums. Jotun burns from the sacred liquid, but he still survives. The team has no choice but to flee until a new growl echoes from the distance. It's beautiful, the troll child. The two engage in a fierce battle in the middle of the city. But Jotun is stronger, lifting Beautiful and slamming him onto a bridge. Nora grabs a gun to help. Marion shouts, "His insides are vulnerable. We have to get the holy water inside to destroy him from within." Andreas spots a solution. They can fly a helicopter over Jotun and drop the last holy water bomb straight into his mouth. But time is running out. Jotun relentlessly beats Beautiful, leaving him on the verge of death. Nora attacks, but Jotun pins Beautiful underwater with his foot. From above, Andreas accidentally drops the bomb's detonator. Chris explains the only way to activate it now. Someone must pull the pin on the way down, jumping straight into Jotun's mouth. Jotun drowns Beautiful, seemingly killing him, but Andreas knows it's now or never. He calls his wife, Sigrid, telling her, "Tell the baby that Papa was Superman." Their call cuts off. With courage, Andreas grabs the holy water container and leaps toward Jotun. He pulls the pin midair and plunges straight into the troll's mouth. The bomb detonates from inside, causing Jotun to explode in a cascade of destruction. Miraculously, Beautiful survives. With a final surge of strength, he rips out Jotun's heart, ending the threat completely. In the aftermath, Sigrid gives birth to their baby. Everyone rebuilds their lives, and Beautiful continues to visit Nora, a reminder of the courage and sacrifice that saved them all. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to subscribe to Cinevoice. Hit the bell icon to stay updated and enjoy the journey.